And good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special episode of Drink with Rick on New Year's Eve for 2024. I'm excited to be here, and I hope to see everyone here tonight celebrating right along with me for this new year. Now, if you are joining me for the first time, or for the 234th time, because this is the 234th episode of Drink with Rick. Although it's not Saturday night, this is a special event. It's New Year's Eve. It's Sunday night, going on to Monday for 2024. And so it is 12/31/2023. That's right. It's 123/123. 12/31/2023. How about that? Well, if you are joining me here for the first time or the 234th time, this is Drink with Rick. This is a stream of consciousness kind of show. I do have my show notes, and I have them for this special tonight right here. You notice there are not too many of them there because this is going to be only a 1 hour show. We're going to ring in the new year. This is what I have in line here. We're going to recap some things in 2023 that happened on the show. Some resolutions for 2024. I want to hear yours. I want to hear your resolutions for 2024. So get in the chat, jump in the chat, and tell me what they are. We're going to toast the new year, of course, and maybe tell a few dad jokes here and there. Anyway, that's what I have here for the agenda. But you know what? These show notes, I can toss them aside anytime because the show's not about me. The show is a little bit about the wine. Not really so much tonight about the wine as it is about ringing in the new year, and we will be toasting the new year with some wine. The show is really about you and me getting together on New Year's Eve and celebrating together, just having a great time with whatever whatever you have to celebrate with. Could be water, it's okay, that's fine. Snacks, whatever, beer, wine, tequila, rum, whatever it is, rum and Coke. I think my son he's doing something with rum and Coke tonight to ring in the new year. Whatever it is, as long as you're legal to drink it, and as long as it's safe for you to drink, yeah, that's fine. Whatever it is. Now, if you want to, you can jump in the chats and say hi and tell me what your plans are for 2024. For the new year, what your hopes and dreams are. I want to hear them. I want to hear all about them. Now, we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion on the show. We talk about things that bring people together. So please, let's keep the chats family friendly, and let's keep them controversy free. How about if I put it that way? Let's just have a good time tonight for New Year's Eve. And, I have found that most everybody who jumps in the chats are pretty good bunch of folks, and it's a good crowd, and they're good people. Yeah, you're all good people. You're all good people. So I'm not expecting any issues tonight. Never am, but, we really don't have any for the most part. It's been a pretty good chat environment throughout the series. It really has. And I've enjoyed hearing from you and everything that you have to talk about and all of your questions and all that. It's been a great year so far as that's concerned. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. If you want to join in the chats, and you can, join in the chats live, you can join in live on our Facebook page. The Facebook page is facebook.com/drinkwithrick. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/drinkwithrick. Twitch, we are live on Twitch, twitch.tv/drinkwithrick and the number 1. Odyssey is odyssey.com /drinkwithrick:7. Kick is new for us. We're still trying to get our bearings on that, but it's kick.com/drinkwithrick. We're not streaming on X, formerly Twitter, but you can follow me there and tweet me there, and that's at Drink with Rick. Also, the podcast. The podcast generally goes out at Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights, and this episode, the New Year's episode, will go out on Tuesday. Now, Saturday night's episode will go out tomorrow night on Monday night. This New Year's episode will go out on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, your favorite Android app, iHeartRadio, Blueberry.com, podcastindex.org, TuneIn, Deezer, via RSS, because that's how podcasts are generally delivered. That's what makes them a podcast. And I'm not going into that right now, but that's what it is. RSS, really simple syndication, and it is. Or by email. Now, if you don't want to deal with any of those other venues, those other platforms, you can get it directly by email. Just all you have to do is just click on that button that says by email. You'll get a page that says enter your email address, put your email address in the box, and click the subscribe button, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just for that. And of course, you can like and subscribe and all those things, ring the bell, everything, whatever you do on all those platforms. Please, it helps support the show. If you want to support the show monetarily, you can buy me a coffee. There's no obligation to do that, but if you want to, 2 or 3 or 4, it's much, much appreciated. And I do appreciate all those who have contributed and bought me coffee, and those funds going to the prizes that we've given away on the show. And maybe we'll give one away tonight. We'll see. But anyway, that's what we've got going on there. Let's see. Yeah, I think we've got it covered here. Now, you can like and subscribe on all these venues, so if you want to, there's no obligation, but it really would help support the show. All right, so also, if you have any feedback whatsoever, you can go to the feedback form on drinkwithrick.com, or you can just email me directly, rick@savoyamedia.com, rick@savoyamedia.com. You can email me with all of your thoughts and your feedback, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. It's much, much appreciated. I just want to hear from you. But let's go to the chats right now. We're going to have a little bit of a celebration here to ring in the new year. So let's get folks into the chats. And I just want to let me send out a happy new year to everybody in all the chats. I think I've got one going on. Let's see, just about every venue here, except Facebook here. I've got. Let me put one in there. In Facebook. Okay. I think we're live everywhere we can be, pretty much. Yeah, I think we got it. Oh yeah, almost forgot Odyssey. Okay, so we're good. Anyway, this is what we've got going on. I'm going to open up now. For those of you who joined us last night, for Saturday night, for the regular Saturday Night Wine Stream, we did the annual drinking game that we do every year. And we do it with the Wine Advent Calendar. And let me show you, that's on camera 3. It's still up. Yes, I've opened a few more since then. We had 4 rounds last night. And Ed was the winner, as a matter of fact. Congratulations to Ed. He won a weather radio. And he texted me later and said that he really appreciated it and that it was going to come in really handy for him. So that's great. That's great. That's great that he won that. And it'll be going out to you shortly, Ed, if you're watching now or later. Now, this is the Advent calendar that we were working on. And you can't see all of the little air circles there. But we've opened up a few more. We opened up a couple more since then, and we opened up a couple for dinner tonight, although I think I'm the only one who drank any of it. But I did open up one here that I have right here, and this is called Undivided. It's a Pinot. Now, we did open a white. It was a Chardonnay. It was an undivided Chardonnay, and I really, really liked it. Let me see if I can get it up here. closer. Let me get on the other camera. There we go. All right, so this is the undivided. Now, what we had, I don't have the empty bottle here from last night anymore, but it's in the recycling bin. Recycling. Anyway, so the undivided Chardonnay, that was really, really good. I was really impressed with it. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really liked it, and it was very buttery. It was really nice, and I really, really liked that wine. And I found in here, opening up one of these, I found that undivided, that label has a Pinot Noir as well. This is a 2020, is it 2021? 20, I think. 21 Pinot Noir. It's really tiny. I don't know if I can get up real close with that, but it's 2021, I think is what it says. I'm going to open this one up now. And I'm not going to really give it a whole big review. I'll taste it a little bit and see what it's like. But, well, you know what? Why not? Why not? Yes, the dad jokes are starting already. Why not?
Oh, great.
All right, well, let me get a glass here. And I've got, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do a review of this. Why not? All right, so let me go ahead and pour. Well, you know what? I have to do the traditional ding, don't I? So I'm going to pour this into the glass. First of all, I have my genuine Galway Irish crystal glass given to me by my employers at buy2wayradios.com for the ASMR crowd. That was for you. And then, of course, it's just a twist cap, and I'm just going to. I don't even think I can fit this in here. I don't think I can fit the aerator in here. No, I don't think so. No, it's not going to fit. So don't worry about it. So I'm going to pour this in. It's a little sample. It's a 175 milliliter sample. All right, pour a little bit more in there. And we'll give it a good swirl. You know, we need some swirl music. There we go. Let's get some of that swirl music going. And that would be more cowbell. Swirl it around here. More cowbell. There we go. All right. Gave it a good swirl there. We're going to set it aside as we usually do. And I set it on, by the way, I did set it on the official Drink with Rick coaster. This is the original coaster. Well, it's not the first one I had, but I've gone through a few of them, as you can tell. This is the official Drink with Rick coaster. And you can set anything on it. And tonight we're going to set on some wine. Set some wine on top of that. Let me go ahead and look this up over a minute, and let's see what we have for this undivided Pinot Noir. Undivided. Let me look this up, because I did not look it up. Undivided Pinot Noir. I think it's a 2020 undivided. Yes, I can't spell tonight. 2021, I think is what. Isn't that what it says? Undivided 2021. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so I did find some information on it. 3.6 stars out of 410 ratings on Vivino, and they give it an average price of $12.50. So this looks very interesting. Let's see, what is this? What's some of the reviews on here? Well, you know, some people seem to like it okay. They seem to kind of give it moderate reviews. Not too bad. So I'm fairly confident about that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give this a whiff, a little bit of a whiff. A little oaky there, and some cherry. Not surprising for a Pinot Noir. Let's get a little taste. Yeah, it's kind of oaky. Yeah, fair amount of cherry and little raspberry in there, kind of oaky, and a little bit of I think a little hint of vanilla in there too. Mm. It's a smooth, fairly smooth tasting Pinot, kind of nice. Has a fairly long finish to it, not too long, fairly long, but this is a fairly dry wine, of course, as a lot of Pinots are. Pinot Noirs. It's kind of a medium. It's a medium-bodied wine, but it's also it's not real bold either tasting. It's not bold tasting. Kind of medium in the mouth. It goes down fairly nice, and it's dry all the way. I don't really get any sweetness. You know, sometimes you get a little twinge of sweetness in the back of the throat or something. I'm not getting any of that at all. Pleasant, and I do like Pinots. Yeah, I kind of like this wine. What are some of the other? Yeah, I guess some other people are saying they get some blackberry. I'm not tasting really any blackberry in here. I'm tasting the cherry, and I'm getting just a little bit of raspberry and a little bit of vanilla, but I'm not, and it is a little bit oaky, not a lot, just a little hint of oak in there. But it is the tannins, medium tannins in this wine, but it's pretty decent. You know, the vanilla is starting to come out just a little bit more, and also when I'm getting a good whiff of it, it's coming out just a little bit more, and actually not bad. I was really impressed with the Chardonnay. This is not, it's not bad at all, really. So, we'll stick with this. We'll bring in the new year with this wine. I'm good with that. That's fine. I'm good with that. And we've got a nice fire going back there, fake fire. Yeah, it is kind of cold outside tonight. It's I think it's supposed to go down to the 30s, mid 30s tonight, or upper 30s tonight here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Last I heard, and I was out walking the dog earlier this evening, and it was in the 40s, so it was fairly cold. The dog had to come in. I had to bring the dog in right away though, because she just they start off the fireworks pretty early. You could hear the fireworks, and she doesn't like that. She's really scared of that sort of thing. So we had to, she just ran back towards the house, did her business real quick, just ran towards the house, and it was more like, hey, wait for me, wait for me. She was running so fast in the short leash that she was kind of running sideways almost, just to get back in the house quickly. She kind of does it anyway. I don't know what it is with her, but she kind of tends to kind of run a little sideways when she's running. She's a sweet dog, though. Anyway, that the fireworks are starting. I could hear them outside a little bit. I don't know if you can hear them. I don't know if they're picking up the mic here at all. But it sounds like the celebrations are well underway, and it's not quite midnight yet. It's only, what I have here is 11:26 p.m. Eastern Time. So that, we've got a little bit of time. So jump in the chats if you're watching now. Jump in the chats and say hi. Tom Antio's in the chat. Tom says, hi, here with my rum waiting for 2024. All right, Tom. Yeah, excellent. And there's a little applause for Tom Antio. And with his rum, yeah, you made some rum and Coke, right? Well, I'm here with the wine, and I'm waiting for 2024 as well. We're just about a half hour away, not too far away. But before we get, and we have other folks watching too, please, in all these venues, just jump in and say hi and tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you're drinking or what you're not drinking for the new year, or what you'd like to be drinking for the new year. If you don't have anything to drink with, just let me know. And tell me what your plans are for 2024. Tom, what are your plans for 2024 for the new year? You have any New Year's resolutions? I have a few, and I'll tell you what those are in a couple of minutes. But what are your New Year's resolutions? What are your plans for 2024? Anything big? Some special goals? Some special, the things you want to do for the new year, some achievements, things you want to achieve. Let's see. Tom says to move out. Yeah, I understand. I got you. To move out. Yeah. Yeah, really. So, that's a bit of a showstopper right there. I'll tell you what my plans are for 2024. I have a few of them, and some of them are really relevant to you and me in this show. Now, we're wrapping up our 5th season on the Saturday Night Wine Stream for Drink with Rick. And, 2023 has been kind of a big year here. And it's also, I've done a lot of experimenting this year. If you've noticed that I kind of picked up the pace on some things with the Wine Stream this year, added some things. We showed more films. We showed, for one thing, we debuted my feature Super 8 film a couple of months ago during around Thanksgiving. That was Space Apes from Ice Planet Alpha, a film I made back in 1992 with my friend Jim, and we're kind of re-releasing it. We showed it once a long time ago to our film club, which is kind of what it's who we made it for originally. And we were going to enter it in film festivals, but life got in the way, so it wound up getting shelved for 31 years. And then finally we, brought it back out and restored it, did a complete restoration, and then released it on Thanksgiving and showed it around. And the response so far has been great. People seem to really like the film. They think it's funny, and they think it's clever. They like the film. So it's going into a wider release. I'm going to be putting it out on DVD here in the next week or so. So we're getting that ready. 2023 was kind of a big year for the stream here in that way, showing more films, doing more things. I added a lot more effects and really did some things with the show overall to kind of make it more lively, make it more interesting. Because, who wants to sit around and watch somebody drink wine for 2 hours? And one of the things that I have done the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, is I've decided that I was going to shorten the show down a little bit. Because 2 hours, 2.5 hours is just kind of long for me. And one of the things about this year is that doing this for 5 years, I just can't do 50 shows a year anymore. I'm just getting to that point, and it's kind of wearing down on my health and that sort of thing, because it does. And there's a big cost to this, too. This isn't cheap. In fact, this is the most expensive show I've ever done, this most expensive podcast I've ever done, doing this wine stream for 5 years. And, I don't have any sponsors or anything. I do it for fun. But it's kind of wearing on the pocketbook too. So for 2024, because of a lot of things I've done in 2023, and I want to kind of I kind of want to make some changes for that for 2024. So in 2024. I have a couple resolutions. One, I need to get back into shape, because one of the things about the wine stream and that sort of thing, eating and drinking so much, it's kind of worn down on my body. It's kind of it kind of wears you down physically, and I'm concerned about my health in that respect. So for 2024. I'm going to cut back the number of shows that I'm doing. I'm cutting them back. We're not doing 50 shows a year anymore. We're going to cut it back somewhat. And I do these shows in seasons anyway, so we're going to have kind of a long season break. Next week is going to be the last show for season 5, and then there's going to be a bit of a season break. So I'm just letting you know right now, it's going to be kind of an extended season break, because I need to get some rest, and I need to gear up and get myself back into good physical shape. And in the course of that, I'm also planning to add some things to make the show even better for 2024. So it's not all just me leaving and, doing something else. I'm going to be doing some of that. I'm going to be getting a rest and that sort of thing. But one of the things I'm going to be doing is tweaking things up for this show to really, really give 2024 a really, really a great year for the Saturday Night Wine Stream. Make it really lively and a lot more entertaining. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, those are my plans for 2024. So I have a couple of resolutions there that I'm going to work on. Anyone else? Anyone else want to jump in and give me your New Year's resolutions? It's kind of common for people to want to go in and lose weight, and so they'll join a fitness program or something like that. And then, of course, that lasts for a month or two, and then it's kind of like, nah. I did that too. I went through that phase myself, and but this year, I really need to get myself back into physical shape, doing some dieting and more exercise. I can't do it when I'm doing this weekly wine stream. It just doesn't work because having the wine every week and doing the snacks and all that kind of stuff, it works against me. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to take this extended break and have some time to sort of regenerate and get myself back to where I need to be health-wise. So having said that, we're getting on towards, it's 11:34. Look at that. We're getting towards the big countdown, right? So we're going to do a countdown, more or less, and I'm hoping that you'll join me for that. And Tom, how's the rum and Coke, by the way? I hope it's good for you. And I can't have any rum and Coke tonight. I'm doing the wine. I'm just doing this glass of wine. I'm going to finish this bottle and then this little tiny bottle, and that's going to be for me. I didn't check the ABV on this. What's the ABV on this? 12.5% alcohol by volume in this 137 milliliter bottle of wine. There you go. And this is what I'm drinking here. Can I get it on the screen? Goodness. There we go. It's called, let me get it on the other one, in the camera. There we go. For those watching or for those listening on the podcast, excuse me, I'm holding up the bottle in front of the camera and I'm trying to get it focused so folks can see it. It's called Undivided Pinot Noir. It's a 2021 Pinot Noir. And I think I still put it on the wrong camera. It's supposed to be on this camera. There we go. Why don't we try it there? That might be a better shot. Undivided Pinot Noir 2021, 12.5% ABV. Vin de France. Is it Vin de France? I'm not French. I don't think I am. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. And so far, I'm liking the wine. It's pretty good. And no, I'm not going to open another one out of this Advent calendar. It came out of this Advent calendar. And so that, and we had a lot of fun with this last night. It was a good show. And here's the prize I get. Here's the grand prize I gave away. I gave away a couple prizes last night, but this was the grand prize. Can I hold it up to camera too? Here we go. This is the grand prize I gave away last night. An emergency alert radio from Midland, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little radio. Anyway, that's there. That's going off to Ed here. Hopefully this week I'm going to be able to get it off to him. All right, so I've got the fireworks queued up and ready to go. I do. I have the fireworks queued up and ready to go for this countdown, the big countdown. In the meantime, join me here if you want, if you dare. Let's see. Anyone? We have folks. Yeah, we have folks following on Kick, and welcome. Then jump in the chat and say hi. Just jump in the chat. I'm really not sure. Kick is really new to us, and still getting acclimated to that. in a very, very interesting, very similar. If you're not familiar with Kick, it's very similar to Twitch. A lot of it's very similar to Twitch, but it does have a few glitches to it, and it does have some limited functionality compared to Twitch. For instance, I can put in, for what it's worth, I can put in some, some keywords in or tags, not keywords, but tags in to Twitch, up to 10 that are related to the episode tonight. Supposedly the feature's coming on Kick, but so far I don't have access to it. It's not active, at least not for me. I don't know if anyone else can use it, but on Kick, I can't even access it to put the tags in there. So I don't know if that's going to affect visibility for the show or not, or discoverability with it. I really don't know, because I'm really new to this platform. In some ways, it looks very similar to Twitch. However, there are some things about it that behave very, very differently, and I'm not really sure about. I really don't know how all that works just yet. So I'm just kind of taking it a little bit at a time, learning it as I go along. I was doing Twitter, which is now X. I was streaming there when they had that streaming capability, and then when it was taken away from, at least for non-paid members, when it was removed, I haven't been able to stream on X, and not that it was a really big deal, because I don't think I would see that people would react sometimes to the live streams there. Occasionally I would get a response or something, but most of the time it was really just sort of passive. I don't know that X is really good for long form content, because that's what this is basically. It's long form content. I think it works better for short form content. So yeah, it's all right. So losing X was not that big of a deal, but I was looking for another venue to stream on. Odyssey popped up. I went there, and Odyssey has been very, very strange, because with Odyssey, and I'm looking at it right now, we get folks watching from time to time. Every once in a while, we'll get someone in the chat from time to time, and when they get in the chat, they'll hang out for most of the show. But with Odyssey, it doesn't really have. I don't think Odyssey really caught on like YouTube. I think in the very beginning they were saying, well, Odyssey is going to be the YouTube killer, and that hasn't happened, obviously. But Odyssey is kind of tied to crypto. A cryptocurrency called Library, and that they had some issues with that. The Library got involved in a suit and a lawsuit, and that, I think that's really, the Library token is really not worth what it was at one time, and I don't know what's going to happen to the Odyssey platform at this point. I really don't know, but I'm still here. I'm still streaming on it, live streaming on it, and I'm looking at it right now. I just don't know how much longer that's going to be around. So I'm always looking for new platforms to get onto, and to expand the show, expand my horizons. But I'll tell you what, 2023, I've learned a lot. Now, I've been streaming now for 5 years, doing this live stream, Drink with Rick, and one of the reasons I did this was because I wanted to learn everything I could learn about live streaming, and that's why I really didn't push for sponsorships, and it's kind of hard to do that with wine anyway. I didn't really want to push for all that, for monetization so much. I mean, if it came, that's great, but that wasn't really what the end game was for me. The end game for me was to just have some fun with it, experiment, and learn as much as I could about live streaming, just because I've been a podcaster since 2006, and I know podcasting in and out. I've done a lot of experimentation in podcasting. I've monetized podcasts before, and that's part of my day job. Part of my day job is doing podcasts. But live streaming was something that I didn't really get into until much later, and the main reason for that for me was the barrier for me was cost, because I just did not have the funds to be able to set up the infrastructure needed, the cameras and all that kind of stuff needed to do this. And over time, I built that up, and then I started the stream, and I started ugly. I mean, I started, down and dirty, and just building up from there. And if you go back and watch the earlier episodes, the first season, especially the first 24 episodes, first half a year that I did that, and I did 50 episodes that year. If you go back and look at the first 24 episodes, you'll see just how cumbersome that was, how rough that was. And I've learned a lot since then. And it's taken a few years to learn it. Trial and error. It's all by trial and error. And, I've watched a few other streamers and talked to them and learned some things from them. But a lot of it was just sort of getting into it and doing the work, the heavy lifting and the trial and error, and just kind of making the mistakes as it went on. And I've made a lot of mistakes. I still make mistakes from time to time, but I've learned how to mitigate some of that. It's made me a lot more comfortable as someone performing on camera. And the funny thing about doing live is a completely different thing. You get behind the microphone on a podcast, and there are some people that really get nervous in front of a microphone. No doubt about that, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, it happens, right? It happens to everybody. But getting in front of the microphone is a little bit different, because you're just using your voice, you're just talking, and that as a general rule, it's not live, it's recorded, and you can go back and fix it in the mix, so to speak. You can go back and fix that recording, do all the kinds of editing to it, and make it sound just right before you even put it out there. So it's not as much of a challenge to do a podcast in that respect. Now, you do have to do your show prep and all that kind of thing, but it's not as challenging as, say, doing a video. Video, there's you have that whole visual component, so there's a lot more tech involved, there's a lot more equipment involved, and a lot more preparation involved. You have to do some preparation. Not to say that you don't have to do it for podcasts, of course, but like I say, you can often fix things in the editing, in the post-production process, and you can do that somewhat in video, but not all the time. But when you get to live streaming, that's a completely different animal. A live stream, I mean, it's live. If I make a mistake, if I stumble or whatever, if I hit the wrong buttons here and there, like just like like that one. Just like that one. Make a mistake like that, and you got to deal with it live. So how do you deal with it? Okay. So anyway, I just have to let that play out. I could stop it, but nah, not going to. Just like that. So, and I have made my share of errors. Like, I'm looking at the wrong camera now. I'm on this camera still, right? Yeah, okay. Let's switch cameras. Better. Okay, so, a lot of glitches that happen live, you just have to work through it. And always have a plan B. Always have a plan B. Like last night, I had to have a plan B just in case things didn't go right with the game, the drinking game that we were doing. And I had a plan B. It's a good thing because I had to follow plan B a little bit last night. And it worked out. It worked out fine. It worked out fine. But that's the thing about live streaming. You have to be able to plan for just about any kind of contingency. And then you have to have that plan B and sometimes a plan C ready just in case this doesn't work. You got to be able to quickly switch over and do that. So, and to keep it entertaining, because it's one thing to live stream, and talking head live streams, I mean, everybody does these things, right? But not everybody can be really entertaining on a live stream. And I'm not saying I'm all that entertaining either. I know some streamers that are really entertaining. You can watch them for hours. Others that, after 5 minutes, it's like, I'm switching the channel. I've been there too. I've had my streams like that. Hopefully this one isn't one of them. But here's the other thing too. If you're doing a live stream and you're getting a lot of folks in the chat, it's a lot easier. But when you're kind of doing it yourself and you're holding up the whole show, that's part of the plan B. You got to be ready. You can't just rely on the fact that, well, everybody's going to jump in the chat, because if nobody's jumping in the chat, well, there's more of the show that I'm going to have to carry to keep it entertaining. And so that's what yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, as a matter of fact. So there you go. The wine helps. The wine's a great prop for that. The wine is a great prop for me for this show, because if things aren't always going the way I want them to go, I can always fall back to the glass of wine and say, time for a sip. So that's those are some of the things I've learned from doing this live stream for the last 5 years. And I want to continue to grow and do even better. I'm always trying to push the envelope and do it better. And that's one of the reasons why I want to kind of take this little break, so I can have a chance to kind of rest up and then plan out what I want to do for 2024. There won't be as many shows. I think for 2024, I'm only going to do about 30 episodes, if that. But what episodes those will be. Hopefully. So, and that's really the planning part. That is really kind of what makes the show. I mean, if I just sat here and just did everything off the cuff, yes, it's a stream of consciousness kind of show, but if I just did everything off the cuff with no plan at all, then this show would not be all that much fun or exciting. Okay. But it's adding a lot of the other elements to it. Like, for instance, the films. When I show the films, it breaks it up. And it's not just showing the films. These are films that I've made. These are films that I own, that I've made, or my buddies and I have made through the years, and that are entertaining and that nobody's seen before. They haven't really seen them out there. This is something that's new. It's something different. And that's one of the things other things I want to do with the show is bring things to Drink with Rick, to the wine stream, that have never been done before, that have never been seen before. Yeah, there are a lot of gimmicks here that have been done before, that have been seen before, effects that people have instigated before. Now here's an interesting one. That fireplace behind me. The fireplace. That's not something I bought offline. Okay. Now, a lot of streamers, they'll go out and they'll buy, effects, or they'll go buy, these different stock photos or stock video and that sort of thing. And I have used stock images, public domain ones. I have used stock images, but a lot of these elements, a lot of these video elements, I created myself. This is actually my own fireplace downstairs. I created that one myself. So a lot of what I want to do is homegrown. A lot of stuff that I created myself and that put in there so that nobody's seen before, and that it's something fresh, something new and fresh. Anyway, that's what I'm going for. So, not everything's fresh. Yeah, that was not fresh. But I'm killing time here. Yeah, I'm killing time. We're 8 minutes away from the countdown. I'm watching the clock. We're 8 minutes away from the ball dropping and the Happy New Year and all that kind of stuff. So I hope everybody's getting ready to get... Oh, I almost had an accident there. Hope everyone's getting ready to toast with me for the new year. We've got T-minus 7 minutes and so many seconds to go. Oh, T-minus 7 minutes, okay. And then we're going to count down the new year. And then we'll probably congratulate each other. We'll toast the new year, toast one another, and then I'll say goodnight because I have some other work to do, and then I have to go to bed. It's been a long day. So, Tom, how's the rum and coke? How's the rum and coke doing? Is it good? I probably should have some with later on, but I'm just going to stick with the wine tonight. I'm going to keep it simple. Stick to my New Year's resolution, which is to drink less and exercise more. Well, and when I say drink less, I am not talking about water because it's important to keep hydrated, as I'm doing now. Yeah. It's important to keep hydrated. I just mean drinking less alcohol and working out more and eating better. Because here's the thing: when and this is true, I think, of most everyone. When you start drinking alcohol, you get kind of the munchies, and you have a tendency to. Well, I'm speaking metaphorically, okay? Me. I'll just say me. I have a tendency to snack on things that I normally wouldn't be snacking on, especially late at night. I'd get out the potato chips or the not so much the pretzels anymore, but like the chips or the salted peanuts or the cookies and various things like that. Added to this, and there's already sugar in the wine. When you add the salt and sugar from all that the junk food, it just makes it worse. And then you go to bed, and then you have then you're putting on the pounds, because it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. So that's why I'm really wanting to pace myself this year and just try to cut a lot of that, all of it if I can. But as much of it out as possible. Are we done? We're 5 minutes away. We're 5 minutes to go. And my sister Gina's in the chat. And Gina, it's great. Gina says we have 3+ hours left. And it's great to see you here, Gina, by the way. Thank you for being here. And Gina says, truth, we are drink with food people. That's true. And most people are like that. It's not... It's not just something that I do. I know that I have a tendency to do that, but I know that pretty much everybody does that to some degree or another. Some people can really control themselves better. Me, I'm terrible at that stuff because I love to eat. And then when you mix the alcohol with the food, especially something that's sweet or salty, particularly salty, one of the things that I have really become addicted to. Gina says, actually, drinking with food is better than not. Well, yeah, there is something to be said for that, too. Yeah, you're right. There is something to be said for that, because if you're just drinking and no food and drinking on an empty stomach, that really isn't healthy at all. And, having the food with it definitely helps. But I think a lot of it has to do with the kind of food that you're having with it. If you're having, where I'm watching the clock, 3 minutes to go here for us. if you're having something that's a healthy thing to eat to begin with, and you're having it with the wine, it complements the wine, that's fine. And we've done that a lot on the show in the past. We've done a lot of pairing with different foods, mostly prepared by my lovely wife Chi, and she is into preparing healthy foods. But if you're doing something like I don't know what did I have up here? I probably have to. I'm looking for it. Where are my photos? I had my photos here and then I lost them. So I have a whole lot of stuff here I have to clean out after the show. Oh, here's an example of something that's very unhealthy. Here's an example of something that's really unhealthy. I saw this in the store. Yeah, we're 2 minutes away. I saw this in the store. Gummy bacon, Oscar Mayer bacon. I did not buy this, by the way. I would not buy this. And Oscar Mayer gummy hot dogs. Gummy bacon and gummy hot dogs. Now, first of all, real bacon's not really that good for you to begin with. But gummy bacon, yeah, I would say that's just that's not real healthy, you know. And Gina says no. That's right. Absolutely no. That's absolutely true. So we've got we're about a minute and a half away. All right, we're a minute and a half away, so everybody get your glasses just about ready. And I was going to show something else too, but I'll have to wait till after we do that. I'll show you what I was snacking on here. I've got it somewhere around here, but the time it takes for me to look for it, it's we get time. It's too close. I'll show this later. It's almost time for the countdown. Let's see. Let's get the official countdown here from what I can see. And now you're on the West Coast, Gina. We're on the East Coast, so you'll be celebrating it 3 hours later. But we are about 20 seconds away. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. I will drink to that. Whatever this new year brings, well, I hope it brings more wine. Here's to, listen to me. I went on and on about cutting back on the wine. Anyway, here's to 2024 Happy New Year. I'll drink to that. And I don't really have any New Year music to go with that. But I do have... more cowbell. No, I can't play that again. I already played it once already. Why not? Let's play some more cowbell. That's the only other song I got on here. To 2024. We can always use more cowbell. To 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. One more for good measure. There we go. By the way, that's another example of, I was just mentioning the effects and things that I do, a lot of stuff that's organic that I actually make on the show. One of them is the fireworks display is not mine, but that's one I bought. I actually did shoot my own fireworks, but I wound up not using them. I used these instead because I like these better. But I did shoot my own fireworks display to put on, to use. My daughter Tia made this. Oh wait, I don't have it queued up. The wine bottles that go back and forth. She made that. But one of the things that I did do was the cowbell. The More Cowbell is one that I composed myself. That's actually my own music. So as simple as it is. And I did it specifically for the show, for this show. So I try to be as original as possible on all this stuff. Anyway, so here once again to 2024. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to Tom Antio, my lovely wife Chi, and everyone. And Tom Antio saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And I don't have a Happy New Year thing. I should have queued something up for the New Year. But we do have this. We do have the applause. For New Year. And a Happy New Year to my sister Gina, by the way. Cheers. Why not? Exactly. Why not? Why not? I need a producer. That's the thing. Why not? So, Gina, I hope your 2024 is going to be great as well. You got a second? Let me show you what I've been snacking on here that I just... there was another one queued up here. Look at this. We were up in the mountains. And Gina, I know you've been up to around Boone, Blowing Rock area from time to time. We go up there about once or twice a year. And one thing that caught my eye... Gina says, thanks, and same to you and Chi and the kids. Well, thank you very, very much. And my good friend Ed is in the chat. Ed, great to see you. And you got a cup of coffee there. But Happy New Year to you, Ed. I have this photo up here. I was going to show you this. I thought this was cute because I saw them lined up together. This was at one of the country stores up in the mountains. And you have the Dutch kettle, you have the pickled beets, and then right next to it you have the pickled eggs, and then you have the pickled beet eggs. So I thought that was pretty funny. I had to get a picture of that. So Ed, oh yeah, the fireworks, yeah. Happy New Year, Ed. Happy 2024 to you. By the way, for those who are wondering, this is what I've been drinking. I don't have a photo of it per se, but I'll put it up on camera too. It's called Undivided. It's a Pinot Noir. It's 2021. Actually pretty good. Cherry and raspberry and some vanilla in this. And a little hint of oak, just a little hint of oak. And medium tannin. But it has a nice finish to it, and it's dry all the way. You know, some of the Pinots sometimes you get it dry, and then just a little bit of sweetness somewhere in the back of the throat or something. But this is just dry all the way, so it's good. And I like a good dry wine. The Chardonnay that I had, this brand, and I don't have the bottle with me, but the Chardonnay that I had last night was really, really good. It was the same brand, Undivided, and we pulled it out of the. We played Gina. We played the wine drinking game. This is the third annual one that we've done. We played that last night, and put up on camera 3. It's still up there on camera 3. I opened a few more. Ed, you'll see I opened a couple more up since then because I opened up one for tonight. But Ed won the drinking game last night, and Ed, I've got your prize coming very, very soon. It's going to be in the mail hopefully this week. And yeah, for those of you who were not familiar with the wine drinking game, and this is how it went. The first time we did this, my sister Penny and my brother-in-law Tom sent me a wine advent calendar for the holidays. And I said, well, what? And I said, well, this is fun and all, but I'm not going to drink all these by myself, and nobody else is going to drink them. And I said, well, kind of like to share this with everybody and have some fun with it. So I said, what can I do? And then it hit me. I thought, we can have this drinking game. And here were the rules for the drinking game, just so everybody knows. So what I did was let's see, where is it down here? It's the official. I have the official Drink with Rick cork picker. Put in 24 corks, because this had 24 bottles in here. And I numbered them all from 1 to 24. And we shake them up. And then the the official rules here that everybody would get in the chats and pick a number from 1 to 24, post it, and then I would draw the number, and if the number matched the number that I drew, whoever chose that number would get a point. And then what I would do is I would say, okay, well, now guess whether it's going to be a red, rosé, or a white wine. And everybody would put their guess in the chat, and then I would pull the wine out from the numbered one from the cork. I would pull it out of here, and we would see if it was a red, white, or rosé, and whoever guessed correctly got a point. And then going back here, I would taste the wine, and then everybody would guess if I was going to like it or not like it, or if it was just going to be kind of and whoever guessed correctly there would get a point. And of course, the players with the most points won the game, and we gave away some prizes, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And Ed won the game, actually. And so we gave out some prizes last night. Anyway, everybody who gets in the chat and plays this game, they always seem to have a lot of fun. I've gotten some great feedback from people in the past saying that they really like playing the game. I thought about doing this kind of on a semi-regular basis on the show, and in 2024 I might do that. I just might do that. I'm sort of, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm pondering it. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm thinking about it. It's a consideration. It's a fun game, you know. But I don't know if I could do that every week. So yeah, and Tom, how's the rum and Coke now? Still good? All right, so we've got folks watching everywhere else. I think we rang in the new year. I think we're going to close it up here because I was going to keep it kind of short and sweet. Gina says, I think it's a great idea to engage your audience in the back and forth for sure. It is, and that's what I love doing the most, and that's one of the things that I've enjoyed doing with this show. Once again, I've spent the last 5 years doing this because I was really trying to hone my skills as a live streamer. And they're getting better. I know there's still a lot of room for improvement. There are a lot more things that I like to do with it. I don't know how long I'll keep doing this show with that because, to be honest, I like doing the show, but it's very expensive to do. I do have a lot of costs involved in that, and I'm not asking anybody to send me money or anything like that. This is really more of a labor of love. It's something I was doing more for fun. So I knew that going into it, okay, this is going to, what I was thinking about was this is going to be a personal investment in education, learning how this whole thing works. And that's why I haven't been pushing for sponsorships and things like that. It's just because, and yeah, if somebody wants to sponsor the show, that's great. But I don't want to be beholden to sponsors. That's one of the things about when you're doing a show like this. And I have, as I mentioned earlier in the show, I have done podcasts before where I had sponsors. And one of the things about that I always made me kind of uncomfortable is that, well, if I was going to, if I had a sponsor and whatever I was pitching turned out to be something that I really didn't believe in, or that maybe there were too many issues with from my listeners, or I got feedback or pushback from my listeners on that said, this product isn't really what it's supposed to be. I didn't want to have myself in that position to be more of a shill for the company. And it does. It kind of puts you in a sort of a little bit of an awkward position if you're really pushing a product that some people maybe don't agree with. I don't like to promote products that I don't use myself. And I always told my listeners on, say, the force field, when I was doing the force field, I said, I'm not going to sell things that I don't believe in. If I've got a product here that I'm pitching, it's something that I would that I use myself actively or would use if I need it. And that's how I chose my sponsors. I turned down I turned down most of my. I would get pitched by sponsors all the time when I had the force field, and there were a few that I did. There were a few sponsors that some people remember me when I was doing sponsorships with GoToMeeting and GoDaddy and stuff like that. But and there were a few others. I think PC Doctor was one, and a few others. But I turned down more sponsorships than I accepted, just simply because either I didn't really feel comfortable pitching the product, or I would get feedback from my listeners, and they would say, well, we don't really like this too much. So I would turn them down. It got to the point where it became such a hassle for me that I said, I don't really want to do podcasts just to monetize them. If I can monetize them some way, that would be great, but I don't want to rely on sponsors, because then you're kind of beholden to them, as I mentioned earlier. And I don't want to be. I want to be able to feel like I can, like for instance, if I had an issue, one of the sponsors I had a specific issue with because I was using their product and I was having a problem and I was not getting a resolution. And I wound up having to not only cut them off as a sponsor, but I wound up I stopped using the product and I stopped recommending it, and I told people it's not working. And that was a very, very tough thing for me to do, especially since I had been out there pitching it. So I don't like to be in that kind of position. So Gina says you should do some Instagram shorts to bring people to this. That's a great idea. And I have done that from time to time in the past. For the second season, I did that, a couple of them, not to a great degree, but I did a couple, and I may still do that. It's a great idea, actually. I may still do that, and I may do that for YouTube as well. It's just that at this point, I'm not really sure exactly how far I want to go with Drink with Rick per se, because once again, health-wise, I don't want to be an alcoholic. I don't want to become an alcoholic here, and it does wear on doing 50 shows a year. I can't do that anymore. But I do. But you do bring up a very, very good suggestion, Gina, and that has been suggested several times by a number of people, and I don't know. It's time consuming to do that sort of thing too. The shorts, when I'm cutting these things up in shorts, there's a lot of promotion time that I can't really do because my day job. See, here's the other end of the equation. I don't mean to get in the weeds here, but I do this on my day job. Well, I'm not drinking, but my day job, I podcast and I YouTube and blog for a living. That's my day job, and for my employer, and been doing that for 13 and a half years. So it's funny that when you get home, if you're doing that all day for 8 or 9 hours a day, about the last thing you want to do when you get home is to do it all over again for something else. And I know that one's for me, but it's you kind of want to do something different with the rest of your day when you get home. So it's tough. It's a tough balancing act. Anyway. I think we're going to close this one up here shortly because I don't want to wear out everybody's welcome. I did say it was only going to be an hour show, and it is just a little over an hour. Tom says it's been gone. You're talking about the rum and coke? So you've had the rum and coke, and it's been gone. And, well, good for you, Tom. Here's for you. That's for you. By the way, there was one thing I was going to do for tonight. I was going to do this, but I didn't do it because it wasn't officially 2024 yet. And that was, if you know, that one of the big pieces of news here is that Disney's Mickey Mouse, the first iteration of Mickey Mouse, going into the public domain. So that means that the very first Mickey Mouse cartoon, Steamboat Willie, was his first sound cartoon from Disney too, and is entering the public domain. As of right now, officially, it is now in 2024. It is in the public domain. So Ed, you know this, and I know you would appreciate this. And by the way, I want to say, yes, it's about time. Mickey Mouse has entered the public domain. Thank you. I think it's something Walt would have wanted. I think he would have approved. But I was going to show it tonight. I was actually going to show it. But I felt like, well, wait a minute. It's not 2024 until after midnight, so I couldn't show it until after midnight. And then I would say, well, you know what? I want to get a decent copy of it to show, and that's not going to be available until I think sometime tomorrow. So in all the public domain venues that I have access to. So I said, maybe we'll wait till next week. But yes, it's Mickey Mouse is now officially in the public domain, and there's some applause for that. Having worked for Disney for 9 years, and Ed, you worked for Disney for many, many years, and I'm sure that you appreciate that as well. Here's the Mickey Mouse in the public domain, finally. I'll drink to that. All right, and with that, I think it's time to close it up for tonight. I hate to close up the show now that we've got folks in the chat, and it's 2024, officially 2024, and we're just having a great time here. But I think that I should start off 2024 right and follow my resolutions to start off with, and that includes capping this bottle of wine and doing a little more moderation with that than I have been. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight with me. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And by the way, the DVD version of Space Age from Ice Planet Alpha is going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to see if I can give away a copy or two next week. So next week, which is the final wine stream for this season, for season 5, and then there's going to be a season break. There's going to be a few months season break. The plan is to be back in May for season 6 of the wine stream. But I want to end it on a bang, so I'm going to give away some more books and some more items here, and I'm going to give away a copy of Space Apes from Ice Planet Alpha on DVD, so you can have your own personal copy. Yes, people say, well, DVDs are passé, aren't they? DVDs are dead. No, they're not, actually. As a matter of fact, DVDs are making a comeback, and so is vinyl. I know, because Tom has some vinyl records. He just purchased a few today. Vinyl is making a comeback. Did you even know that cassettes are making a comeback? Yes, audio cassettes are making a comeback. But the reason they're making a comeback is because people want physical media. People are realizing that, well, you know what? The digital media, I can only access this in certain ways and by certain means, and sometimes off the internet. And if I lose that access, or if it's taken away for some reason, I don't have access to it. I don't feel like I own it. It's just it's virtual. But physical media, you feel like you own something. You've got it in your hands, and you own it. More and more people are starting to come back around. What's old is new again, basically, which is cool. I just wish I hadn't sold all my record albums and CDs before digital came in. But so I'm going to be giving away a couple copies of Space Age from Ice Planet Alpha on DVD. So hopefully be here for the next episode, and we'll give some away. Anyway, in the meantime, did I do all of the things I need to do today? Okay, that's good. Tonight, I want to wish everybody a happy New Year, a great 2024, and I hope the best for everyone and everything, all your families. I hope it's a great one. We need one, don't we? We need a good 20. We need a good year. So, and we need one for some of these wines too. This one's actually pretty good, by the way. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for being here with me here tonight. I want to thank my good friend Ed and my sister Gina for being here in the chats, and everybody else who was watching in the chats but didn't jump in. Also on Twitch. We have folks watching on Twitch as well. Tom Antio, thank you for being here. And on Kick, those who are watching me on Kick and on Odyssey, thank you for being here and joining in. And, of course, on YouTube. Everywhere where we've been and folks have been watching and folks have been liking, but not in the chat on YouTube, but we've got likes. But thank you for being here. Really, really appreciate each and every one of you. And there's one more important message before we go. There's one important message. Let me bring out our local celebrity here. It's none other than Roadkill Bill. Yes, the inimitable, the chewed up, torn up Roadkill Bill. Because he has a special message for each and every one of you. And this is especially important for New Year's. Please do not drink and drive. And I say this in all seriousness. Please do not drink and drive. Drink from the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever you are. If you have to go somewhere, if you absolutely have to go somewhere, don't get in a car and drive yourself. Call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend, somebody who hasn't been drinking, a designated driver, someone with a valid driver's license who isn't texting on their phone while they're driving you home, someone you trust to take you home. Please. Or take a bus or something, but otherwise just stay where you are, okay? It's not worth it. Think of others as well as yourself. Look, getting in a car and after you've been drinking, even if you've all had a couple, and if you don't, you may think you're fine, you may not be fine at all. Your judgment's impaired because of that, so it's going to cloud your judgment. So don't do it. Don't take the chance. But it's a selfish move, and I'm going to say this in all seriousness, it's a selfish move to do that, to jump in the car after you've had a few, because there are other people out there. It's okay, your life, whatever it's worth to you, that's one thing, but for others out there, those who are innocent, who have nothing to do with you, don't put their lives at risk. Think about other people as well as yourself. And let's make 2024 something a good starting point for thinking about others rather than ourselves. Okay, that's a good starting point for that. Please don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive either, because that's also very, very dangerous. Because I want you to have a great new year. But most of all, I want you to have a safe new year. So you can join me here next time on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.